On July 29, 2026, one man in Washington said almost nothing, and $800 billion moved anyway. His name is Kevin Warsh, and 2 months ago he became the most powerful person in the global economy that almost nobody can predict. Today we explain why a single rate decision from a man who refuses to explain himself can move markets, mortgages, and the value of the dollar in your pocket, and what he actually wants to do with $39 trillion of American debt. Welcome to the Money Current. Chapter 1: The Handoff. For 18 years, the Federal Reserve had a simple rhythm: raise rates to fight inflation, cut them to fight recession, and explain every move in careful, boring language designed to calm markets, not shock them. That rhythm broke in May 2026, when Jerome Powell stepped down and Kevin Warsh was sworn in as the 16th chair of the Federal Reserve. Warsh was not a compromise pick. He had spent 2 decades warning that the Fed's habit of printing money to solve every crisis was quietly destroying the currency it was supposed to protect. Wall Street expected a hawk. What it got, 4 rate decisions later, was something harder to price: a chairman who stopped explaining his reasoning in public at all. Chapter 2: The Warsh Doctrine. To understand what Warsh might do, you have to understand what he spent his career opposing. During the 2008 financial crisis, Warsh sat on the Federal Reserve Board and watched it create trillions of new dollars to rescue the banking system. He voted for parts of it, then spent the next 15 years warning that a Fed which prints money to fix every problem eventually creates a bigger one, a currency nobody fully trusts. His writings argue for something almost heretical for a modern central banker: using higher interest rates and a shrinking balance sheet to force the government to confront the cost of its own debt, instead of quietly inflating it away. It is a doctrine built to be unpopular with presidents, which is exactly why some in Washington were surprised he got the job at all. Chapter 3: Why Central Banks Go Silent. This is not the first time a Fed chair has gone quiet before a storm. In 1979, Paul Volcker stopped announcing exact rate targets and let markets guess, because he needed room to raise rates high enough to break double-digit inflation without triggering blind panic first. Silence, used correctly, is a tool. It buys a central bank time to act without every trader front-running the decision. But silence has a cost too. When nobody knows what the Fed will do next, businesses delay investments, banks tighten lending just in case, and every scrap of news, a jobs report, a tanker attack, a stray comment from a Fed governor, gets treated like a clue in the dark. That is the exact position Warsh has put markets in this week, on the eve of the most consequential rate decision of his short tenure. Chapter 4: The $39 trillion problem. Here is the number driving everything. The United States now owes more than $39 trillion, and the interest on that debt alone costs more each year than the entire military budget. There are only 3 ways a government that size ever deals with debt like that. It can pay it down through growth and austerity, which is slow and politically brutal. It can default, which no reserve currency nation has done and gotten away with. Or it can let inflation quietly shrink the real value of what it owes, paying back yesterday's debt with tomorrow's cheaper dollars. Economists call that financial repression. It is the option every president secretly prefers, because it never requires a single unpopular vote in Congress. It is also the exact option Kevin Warsh built his career opposing, which is why traders aren't just asking what he'll do with interest rates. They're asking whether he'll let Washington get away with the easy path at all. Chapter 5: The Oil Wildcard. Warsh's silence would be complicated enough on its own. Then, this week, strikes hit armed groups in Iraq, a Saudi oil tanker came under attack, and Jordan intercepted missiles crossing its airspace. Oil prices jump within hours. For any Fed chair, a sudden spike in energy prices is a nightmare, because it pushes inflation higher through the front door at the exact moment interest rate decisions are supposed to bring inflation down. Raise rates now, and Warsh risks choking off growth over a price shock that might fade in weeks. Hold rates steady, and he risks looking like he's tolerating the very kind of inflation he has spent 2 decades warning about. Markets do not know which version of Warsh will show up to answer that question. That uncertainty alone is enough to move $800 billion in a single trading session. Chapter 6: The Ripple Effect. None of this stays inside a boardroom in Washington. When the Fed moves rates, mortgage payments move with it within days. Savings accounts and credit card interest follow. Foreign investors decide whether the dollar is still the safest place on earth to park their money, and that single decision can strengthen or weaken every other currency on the planet. A hawkish, debt-skeptical Warsh means a stronger dollar, but tighter credit and slower growth at home. A Warsh who blinks under pressure means cheaper borrowing now, but a slower, quieter erosion of what your savings are actually worth 10 years from now. Either way, the decision made behind that one lit window in Washington will move through mortgage offices, grocery store price tags, and retirement accounts around the world long before most people even hear his name in the news. If you want to understand how the hidden mechanics of the global economy actually move your money, this is exactly what this channel breaks down. Subscribe to the Money Current, because the currents that move the world economy are rarely the ones on the front page. If this kind of story is worth your time, hit like and drop a comment below. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And if you want more deep dives like this every week, subscribe now. It's free, and it's the best way to support the channel.